nothing into this world, and it is certain that we carry nothing out. The Lord giveth, and the Lord taketh away. Surely, we can all agree that Lord Asquith Dysquith was taken from us all far too soon. I can recall so many kindnesses in the regrettably short time that I knew him.
If I scoff, but is it not a trifle, Lord? Are they all unto God? Suddenly they're congregating underneath the sod. Why are all the dice quits dying?
What a tasteless way of showing off.
Why are all the dice quits dying? It seems that all abundance shaken to the core.
To lose one relative, one can certainly forgive.
But how can you estimate losing 2 or 3 or 4 or 7? Why are all the dice dying?
Never seen such recklessness before.
It's unnerving.
It's something undeserving.
Undeserving.
I never liked them much, I must confess. In fairness, you must admit at least it's a shame about the priest.
I can't imagine missing someone less, but really, why are all the dice are dying? The truth to tell, so many others should. 38% they should all drop dead. No one thought they ever really won.
I haven't heard there wasn't a lot of crying.
I even heard a snicker in the back.
Oh, it's really a shame how they start to feel the same.
How many of us have to bury after what's his name? I ask you, why the dice is dying? Whoever's next, I swear I won't come back. I'm utterly exhausted keeping track. And most of all, I'm sick of wearing black. Why are all the dice quits dying? One could explain this tragic family curse. A night that you were you, we were at Fidelio. He stood and knew the mezzo and today's in a hearse. If I should say that I wasn't concerned, I would be lying. One doesn't like to think of one's demise. With such events you see how fragile life can be. It rather makes me wonder if the next one will be me. Why will the dice quits dying? The family tree's been whittled down to size.
It's just a swing now.
There's no one left to eulogize.
Except for you, dear.
Let us pray no other dice quits dies.
Why do you always stare at me so?
Do you mind terribly?
I don't know.
I never tire of looking at you. I see a nose that belongs on a coin. There's that smile with the secrets inside, and here are two eyes that are bright with the mystery this light. You try, but can't quite hide.
Oh, what?
Oh, there's that voice, the promise of sin. And oh, those lips are a promise of bliss. And I know that your embrace is a treacherous place. There's danger in your kiss. This is the face of a woman a man could easily worship for all of his days. But a man could as easily lose his sanity deciphering your gaze. You are vain and you're heartless, and yet I can feel in you a shade of sadness that's barely detectable. That I still want you at all. I may live to regret you're deceitful, you're delectable. You see the fate of a man who has had the misfortune to spend his life caught in your sway. I see Isabella, my Isabella, and I like her that way. Yes, I like her just that way. And I want you that way. Have you time for a glass of sherry?
Lionel will expect me to be home when he arrives.
I wonder, Isabella, what would you do if I were to marry? And you think that would be effective?
If it were not, I should never speak to you again.
Do you mean that?
Well, I suppose it would depend on whom you married and whether you married for love.
Oh, for self-interest, you mean?
I guess there is something in marrying for love. I thought I was in love with Lionel, at least a little.
To do you justice, Isabella, I think you did. Perhaps if we'd married each other, we would have grown bored of each other. Eventually.
Do you really think so?
There's all the difference in the world in being able to see a woman when you want to, and being obliged to see her when you don't.
I'm not at all sure I appreciate your attitude. Monty, I've been wondering something. Now that you're so cozy with the Dysquits, I wonder if you couldn't get Lionel an invitation to Highhurst.
Lionel? Or you?
Oh, it's all for Lionel. It would seem he has political aspirations. I may be being a bit presumptuous, asking the favor for my husband.
Oh, not at all. It's just, I haven't even been introduced to the Earl myself yet. I would help you, if I could.
I know you would. Of course, Lionel is not without resources of his own. I guess we'll see which one of us gets invited to Highhurst before the other, won't we? Who could that be?
I haven't the foggiest. How on earth did you hear that? Quick! Stay in the bedroom, shut the door, and be very still. Miss Dysquith!
Mr. Navarro, forgive my intrusion.
This is so unexpected.
I needed to see you and see you today.
Yes, of course, but
Mr. Navarro, I have arrived at a stunning conclusion. I've decided to marry you. I've decided to marry you. I've decided to plan these thoughts and life goes on for me. And you're gonna be going through. And the man that I got did you. Though it's true there are quite a few who strongly disagree. Nonetheless, I will marry you. I confess that I'm frightened too. But unless I'm wrong, you long for love as much as I. This is quite unconventional, I'll admit, but quite an adventure a wit. And if you do not say yes at once, I think I'll die.
Miss Dysquith, you've rendered me speechless. May I call you Phoebe?
What am I doing here? This could be dangerous if I'm discovered. Imagine the scandal. I couldn't handle a scandal so visible. I'll stay invisible, still as can be. But what's going on in there? I can hear voices. I recognize Monty, but is that a woman? And if that's a woman, then what is she doing here? Is it that cousin I wish I could see? If it's that cousin, it might just be business. It's family business and none of my business. But why is she here in the home of bachelor? Of course, one could point out that I'm here as well, but does she not realize that this situation puts her reputation severely in question? The merest suggestion could cause a sensation, and I cannot hear but just hell. I'll be warned if I marry you. I'll be scorned if I marry you. Decide to live my life and be a wife again. I will leave all my life aside. I should be off. It's a grieving and complete. There's nothing I bend or will I have to still be done. Isn't this fun? Isn't she done? We've taken a wounded bird and tough her out of bed. This is my eye. This is quite conventional, is it not? Rather than turning the plot. So what I mean to people say, why don't you send a cowboy away?
Phoebe, darling.
I recall this daring cowboy. Ah! What was that?
Oh, what was what?
That sound. Is there someone else here?
Pay no attention. That's my new manservant. He's just finding his way around. I'll be with you in a moment. Bodsworth! Isn't this madness? Who could foresee how one trick of timing could ruin it all? One in the parlor, one in the bedroom, nothing between them but me and a wall of Phoebe. Noble and pious, my esteem for only grows. But when I am with Phoebe, I am on fire, thinking of Sabella. For the desire, passion and dare, I say it's love. But when I'm with Sabella, who do I admire? None but Phoebe, perfect and lovely. Who couldn't love her? Heaven knows. Round and round it goes. How happy I'd be to be at your disposal. My darling, of course I accept your proposal.
Now if you kiss.
That would be bliss.
Darling, but first will say this. If he's deciding to marry you. If he's deciding to marry you.
Phoebe, fall and set me free. Then again, there's Sabella. Yes, I decided to marry you. I will marry you, Phoebe. Look what you've done to me. Phoebe, Wadsworth.
Monty.
I'm grateful indeed for your gracious bestowment. Yes, Wadsworth, I told you. I'll be just a moment.
Monty, dear, I think I now should go.
Oh,
But I still want to marry you.
even so.
To marry you. Just go. I'm longing to marry you.
I'd be delighted to marry you, and you must go. Go. Yes, I think so.
I can't imagine what she was so excited about.
Oh?
Miss Dysquith? Your cousin? Our visitor?
Oh, yes. Something about selling my brother's horse. Now, where were we? I see Sabella, my Sabella, and I want you that way.
Lady Hyacinth escapes from cannibals.
Lady Philanthropist arrives home today.
Lady Hyacinth to be greeted by thousands.
Lady Hyacinth falls a gangplank collapse.
Lady Hyacinth drowns in harbour.
Of all the slights and rejection Mother received at the hands of the Dicewiths, Lord Adalbert's were by far the most painful to her. "Dearest Adalbert," she wrote, "why have you not answered my letter? Or the one before that? You have been like a brother to me. Surely, you cannot turn me away in the hour of my greatest need."
I'm famished. What are we eating?
Everything to drive you into an early grave.
Can't be soon enough, as long as you're living.
You'd better hope I die before you. Otherwise, I shall feed your remains to the hounds.
I'm counting on you having a prolonged illness. Every single inch of you covered in leeches. And I shall savor the act of applying each of them myself. Speaking of leeches, who the devil have you invited to sponge off us this weekend?
Miss Phoebe Dicewith and Mr. Montague Dicewith Navarro.
Oh, Albert, you remember Miss Dicewith, of course.
Yes, of course I do. Which one are you?
Maybe. This is the late Henry Dicewith.
They're all named Henry.
It's been far too long, my dear. I trust your trip was tolerable.
Half the family's named Henry. Lack of imagination, really.
Oh, quite, ma'am. Mr. Navarro is my companion. He seems to take no time at all. Mr. Navarro, I do believe you've yet met the Earl, and his countess, Lady Dicewith.
So, you're the young rag we're all talking about. I suppose your name's Henry too.
It's Montague.
Oh, that's a first.
An honor to meet you at last.
No, you're here by invitation.
Delighted, Countess.
Martin Navarro, who won't away that in.
Charmed.
But please resist the slightest indication to feel at home. The ice is thin. Wipe off that grin.
Come, Monty. Let me show you some of the weapons that killed our ancestors.
Oh, you may be clever, but Monty, you'll never win.
Thanks, I love to.
You'll never win.
Mrs. Lionel Holland.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Countess.
Of course it is.
My husband so wanted to be here, but he was called away at the last moment. Something about a meeting at Newmarket. I'm hopeless when it comes to horses, aren't you?
Actually, no. I breathe.
Mr. Holland asked me to express his sincerest apologies. I hope that you don't mind that I've arrived alone.
How very enterprising of you. Mrs. Holland, I wonder if you met my husband's cousin, Miss Dicewith. Phoebe dear, this is Mrs. Holland.
Miss Holland, I am so pleased to know you. The pleasure is mine, entirely, Miss Dicewith. How lovely you look. I've been admiring your gown, your flawless complexion, your sparkling eyes. Oh, you're too kind. Oh, no, I'm really not. But I do believe we may know someone in common. Oh, who might that be?
Gather round, won't you? Lady Dicewith informs me I'm to ask you to raise a glass to my cousin, Miss Phoebe Dicewith, on the occasion of her engagement to a Mr. Henry Dicewith.
Montague.
Mr. Dicewith Montague.
Navarro.
Mr. Dicewith Montague Navarro. Splendid chap, far as I can tell. And a cousin of mine, strangely enough. His mother was a bit of an embarrassment. All what under the bridge, of course. Though he is next in succession. Funny that. I shouldn't wonder if you'll smother me in my sleep tonight. What? Well, she's giving me the evil eye, so let's go into dinner, shall we? If there's anything I can't abide, it's cold hen. Don't you agree, Navarro?
Navarro!
You wrinkled old kumquat!
This is quite a coincidence, Mrs. Holland.
Don't Mrs. Holland me. Just when are you planning on telling me this happy news?
I should think you would want to keep your voice down.
Oh, you're always telling me to keep quiet, aren't you?
I would have sent you and Mr. Holland an announcement in due course.
An announcement? I would be treated like
Yes.
You are despicable!
Perhaps it is a very good thing we did not marry Isabella.
You didn't used to think so.
You can't seriously have cause to complain of my marrying Miss Dysquith, can you?
You don't have to, Monty. You can call it off. You must.
Perhaps there was a time where you and I might have fulfilled our natural destiny and married each other.
Oh, that would have been a very pleasant arrangement, wouldn't it?
I'm sure we could have scraped along.
I can't imagine either of us, Monty, scraping along. We should have hated each other in a week.
We should have never done that. We know each other perfectly, better than anyone else could. We should have always loved each other. That is, if you love me as I love you.
I do love you, Monty. And if I had not been so sure that you loved me, I would not have risked marrying Lionel.
I won't even try to make sense of that convoluted statement.
Monty, please.
This is an abomination!
You specifically requested cod.
She knows very well I detest cod. Who the devil are you?
It's Walter, dear. From the kitchen? I get Bellamy and I off to visit his sick mother.
Sick mother. That's a good one. Most gullible woman on earth.
It's true. I should never have lived your vow to love, honor, and cherish.
Till death do us part, my dear.
It's when I cling to you, my sweet.
The servant problem in London is dreadful. You simply can't keep anyone for longer than 6 months.
How long have you been here at Highhurst, Shingle?
39 years, my lady. First of next month.
Miss Shingle, what are you doing here?
Enjoy the card, sir. Auntie, darling.
You're quite all right.
Yes, Phoebe. Just a bit fatigued, perhaps.
Have you been to the symphony lately? No?
I am sitting here with poison in my pocket. Look whose head is finally on the block. It seems at last the opportunity I've been waiting for is here.
Mr. Holland and I were at the Albert Hall the other evening.
All that's really left to be decided is the dish to put the poison in, provided I can do what must be done discreetly when the coast is clear.
Patrick, darling?
Yes! No. All right. I confess it hates me some to ruin someone's cooking. Oh, for God's sakes, no another servant's cooking! I've had a run of luck, but this one does require skill.
An entire program of Beethoven. From the sound of it, he must have been such an unhappy man. Don't you think?
Bishop Fowl must be well selected, so that no one else at all will be affected. What an awful waste to do in someone I don't want to kill.
How are you liking the venison?
It's too rich. Take it away. Oh, this cook will kill me yet. So, how are you liking the castle so far?
Oh, it's magnificent. Don't you think so, Phoebe?
Oh, yes, marvelous.
It's falling apart and reeks of mildew. Not unlike my husband.
The men who have defended these walls and brought honour to the name of Dysquith. That broadsword over there, Rowland, second Earl, eviscerated his very own brother.
Really, Adalbert.
And that crossbow belonged to my grandfather Charles. Details of the incident remain rather vague.
Let's leave it at that, shall we?
Oh, and I must show you the weapon I used to defend the Empire during the Great Boer War.
Really, Adalbert, must you? I beg you not to encourage him.
It was the Battle of Majuba Hill in 81. The Boers stormed the mountain. We were completely surrounded. In the midst My young Transylvanian valet, Jürgen, suddenly revealed himself as a boar. He was a turncoat, cornering me with my own weapon. Martini Henry Mark II. Ever fired one?
Albert, sit down at once.
Yes, I have looked death in the face, and death looked right back. When you're looking down the barrel of a gun, it concentrates the mind completely, and suddenly you'll find a love for humankind that makes you look upon the world more sweetly. And all at once it seems your life is done. You recognize it all goes by so fleetly. There's so much left to do, except of course for you, when you're looking down the barrel of a gun.
Oh, this trifle is delicious.
Lord knows if I eat this, I'll pay for it later. Here.
Oh, no dessert for me. Mr. Holland complained if I gain even an ounce.
Oh, please! You're the figure of a teenage boy. This is the best trifle in England. I insist.
Well, I suppose, just this once, it is a special occasion.
Mr. Navarro! Monty! What are you doing?
Pardon me, so clumsy.
When you're looking down the barrel of a gun, and the barrel looks right back at you demurely, with an eye that seems to say, perhaps you ought to pray. So sorry that you're dying prematurely. You're grateful that you've had your share of fun. Though you suppose you might have lived your life more purely. It's ludicrous to care. It's neither here nor there when you're looking down the barrel of a gun.
Get up at once. You're making a spectacle of yourself.
The boys are on top of us! There was no quarter! You're gonna just betrayed me in spite of everything we begged to each other. Oh, Jürgen, is it something I've said? Please, I'll let you know I've never held your humble origins against you. No. In fact, some of my best friends are boars. I know I took a good game. Bravery and courage and God save the Queen. But I really didn't want to die. I really didn't. Don't you know I loved you like the sun? And I do not mean to say this impolite. Considering I'd rather it were you, looking down the barrel of a gun. Looking down the barrel of a gun.
Oh, for heaven's sake! Get up, you old goat! Albert! Albert! Albert!
What?
And so, I became Lord Montague Dicewith Navarro, 9th Earl of Highhurst. And of course, Phoebe became Lady Navarro, Countess of Highhurst. I confess that at times, it almost seemed as if it had all been God's will.
Oh, Phoebe.
I want to.
Pardon me, your lordship. I wonder if I might have a word with you in private.
Terribly sorry. Have we met?
I shouldn't think so. Chief Inspector Pinkney, Scotland Yard. You are the Earl of Highhurst, are you not?
May I ask what this is regarding?
Terribly sorry to interrupt such a festive occasion, but I'm under strict instructions to arrest you for murder.
Murder? Stop! Wait, what? When I didn't kill Adalbert Dysquith, that certainly was my intent. Rather hard to digest that I could be arrested for something that I only meant. And it couldn't be poor cousin Asquith, for he graciously died on his own. Was that hole in the ice just a bit too precise? Was my presence at Chisholm known? Murder, did you say?
Afraid so, your lordship.
Stop! Wait, when? I should doubt I was seen in the harbour. Lady Hyacinth fell in so fast. As for Salome's end, no suspicion would send them at once to that backstabbing cast. Did the bee stings reveal my deception? Was I seen at the weightlifting hall? How rude to intrude on this lovely reception, for I am the Earl after all. Yes, I am the Earl after all. Though it's come, I can see at the cost. But where was my blunder, my weakness, I wonder? Is all of it now to be lost? Is all of it now to be lost? Murdering whom?
Lord Adalbert Dysquith, 8th Earl of Highhurst.
Stop! Wait! Who? For the murder of Adalbert Dysquith, were there ever a farce as it? I should be most amused that I stand here accused of murder I didn't commit. But surely the Earl died of a heart attack.
No, your lordship, it were foul play.
Of course I should like to inquire by what method he happened to die, but more to the point, what events now conspire to lead them to think it was I. I've dispatched half a dozen, each one a cousin, all of them quite by design. It is not a defense. It just makes no sense. This murder was not one of mine.
In the death by poison of Lord Adalbert Dysquith, 8th Earl of Highhurst, how do you plead, my lord?
Not guilty. Finally.
Chief Inspector Pinkney, Scotland Yard. No one were allowed in or out of the castle until each of the guests and staff had been interviewed thoroughly.
Pettibone, medical examiner, at the post-mortem, I examined what Lord Adalbert had ingested that night and discovered there was poison in the port.
Hilda, sir, it was my job to fetch the wine from the cellar. I gave it to Mrs. Strad.
Selina Shaw. Before dinner began, it was my job to pour the port into the decanter to allow the nuttiness to blossom.
Alfred Corby! No one drank from the port but his lordship. I'd stake my life on it.
Poison in the port? Poppycock! I was in position to know that the Earl was dyspeptic and quite liverish. That's what killed him.
Miss Marietta Shingle.
Lady Eugenia Dysquith. Adalbert, the Earl, my late husband, said that if great Mr. Navarro was so eager to succeed him, he might smother him in his sleep.
Mrs. Lionel Holland, Monty had every right to resent the Dysquiths. They disinherited his mother. They denied his very existence. Why shouldn't he feel deserved to take his place among them? Wouldn't you?
Lady Fifi Dysquith Navarro, Hostess of Highhurst. My husband, the present Earl, is the kindest, the gentlest, the noblest of men, I can assure you.
My lords, I submit to you that the entirety of this proceeding is but a fragile tissue of circumstantial evidence with no proof whatsoever to my guilt. I appeal to your common decency and implore you to end this appalling charade at once.
quite an impressive speech.
Is that what they're saying then?
Yes, I was proud to hear of it. I was. Being a Dysquith myself, you know.
Pardon me? Did you just say you're a Dysquith?
Yes, my lord, Chauncey Dysquith. My father was Nesmith Dysquith. Maybe you've heard of him? Bit of a black sheep he was. Family never wanted nothing to do with him. Can't say I blame them. Wasn't much of a father neither.
This is rather astonishing. Have you never felt ill-treated by the Dysquith family?
Why no, how could I? They don't even know me. It's true. I ain't got any of the advantages of being a Dysquith, but I don't got the troubles neither.
And yet I've seen you every day for the past 6 weeks, and you've not said a thing.
Bit of a shy shot, really. Didn't know if I'd be seeing you again after this. Whatever happens, my lord, I wish you good luck.
Lady Navarro, Countess Pyros, see to see you, my lord.
How are you, my darling?
Happy, now that you've come to see me.
What do you want, Chief?
Phoebe, I beg you not to worry about the outcome of the trial. Whatever happens, I have come to believe that a divine providence is watching over me.
I do believe that. I do.
And yet, I see the agony in your face, and it torments me.
I do have something to ask.
Yes, anything, Phoebe.
That woman, Mrs. Holland,
Yes?
that awful night at Highhurst, and then again at the trial, the way she looked at you.
Looked at me? How?
I am asking but one thing of you, Monty, and I must have the truth. Does she love you? No need to speak. You have given me your answer.
And so, I have no more of this memoir left to write. The verdict will be decided in the morning with the decision of the jury. Until then, I should try and get some sleep, though I think it would be unlikely.
That horrible woman, that contemptible girl. Oh, make no mistake, she's a venomous snake and she poisoned the earl. And Mr. Navarro was a pawn in her plan. I have come here to save him. He's an innocent man.
Do you know what you're saying, Mrs. Holland?
He's an innocent man.
That horrible woman, do not utter her name. You must tell the court how she poisoned the port and diverted the blame. Go and bring her to justice, just as fast as you can. As I told you, my husband is an innocent man.
She seemed tense and alert
From adversity, so
yet she flirted and bent her eyes at the bed. Then she rose from her seat.
Then she reached for her sweet, every gesture was planned.
Thinking no one could see,
No one saw her but me. In a blink she put the drops in his drink, and the cold from the latter she in her very own hand, in her very own hand, that horrible,
that miserable minx.
the pitiless jinx.
Every word is a
She's
lie.
unspeakably sly, and I hear that she screams. Surely Mr. Navarro was a pawn in her eye. He would not hurt a fly.
He would not harm a flea.
You cannot let him die.
You must set the man free.
For Montague Dustin Navarro is an innocent man.
come to me, and quite in the nick of time.
I was about to tell you the same thing.
It seems Mrs. Holland has done it. Mrs. Navarro? I've got evidence.
It's quite convincing. Well, they can't both have done it.
Dear Monty,
Monty, darling,
It was I who had poisoned the air.
it was time you took your rightful place.
this is astonishing.
She says she intercepted the letter.
What was to be handed to Lord Navarro?
Well, we can't arrest one woman if we believe the other one's guilty.
The law won't allow it.
No jury will convict.
Reasonable doubt.
It seems we're in a bit of a bind.
It was done out of greed, it was done out of spite. She wanted the title, she wanted revenge, and my husband she knew, and she did it too, would be hanged for the crime. She, as I'm sure you can see, she's a merciless, ravenous, man-eating,
Monstrous
assassin. Monty must be released. That sinister word. Surgery, you must get us in on in the name of King Edward, we must do all we can for Montague Dicewith Navarro is an innocent man. He's an innocent man. He's an innocent man.
Lord Navarro.
Your lordship, the enlightenment's been dropped. You're being set free.
I don't understand.
The jury has been excused and you are to be released at once.
I hardly know what to say.
And with us, your lordship, come with us.
Can you hear them cheering for you? Can't you, Mother?
Surely this isn't for me.
If I must say, I knew you weren't innocent. You're a bloody oaf, for heaven's sake.
Look at Phoebe, noble and pious, my esteem for her only grows. But when I am with Phoebe, I am on fire thinking of
Monty!
Isabella, full of desire, passion and dare, I say it's love. But when I'm with Isabella, whom do I admire none but
Monty!
Phoebe, perfect and lovely, who couldn't love her?
Oh, Monty!
Heaven knows, round and round and round and round and round it goes.
What a fantastic story, your lordship. Surely you have something to write in your memoirs now, won't you?
Yes. My memoirs. My memoirs. My memoirs!
Oh, the memoirs! The memoirs! Oops! Yes! What about the memoirs?
You, my lord, found this journal in your stomach. Look how you might need it.
How very thoughtful of you. Thank you.
Monty Navarro, how have you come so very far? Monty Navarro, too far to comprehend. Monty Navarro, do we know who you really are? What will your future portend?
Monty
Monty Navarro, Navarro, Monty Dicewith Navarro.
I am the 9th Earl of Highhurst,
And this is not.
The thought occurs, if I didn't poison the Earl, then who did?
Prussic acid in just the right amount works almost instantly. Of course,
If Monty was to be found guilty for his crimes, I would come forward to confess my own. Long live the heir!
I'm still the ninth Earl of Highhurst, and this is not it.
I am standing here with poison in me pocket.
This is not it.